The Welsh Senedd elections are less than a week away, and my town media has met the main local parties and independent candidates wanting your vote. We've put 5 key issues to them, so you have the chance to hear from them direct. This is the 4th of 5 reports showing their responses, and we have asked them what their opinion is on Wales becoming an independent nation.
An independent Wales would be an absolute disaster for Wales and for our area. We live on the border. We interchange, we're back and forth, working back and forth. The United Kingdom has a strength, and Wales is better to be part of that United Kingdom. And Plaid Cymru, of course, this is their aim. They are a party which exists to see independence. So if you want independence, then I can understand why you would vote Plaid Cymru. But it's really important in this election. I do not want to see millions and millions and millions of pounds spent on preparing the way for independence, which will never happen. It will be a disaster for our area and for Wales.
Well, we think we're stronger together as a union. Unfortunately, Plaid Cymru, as you say, are our main opposition. Plaid are willing to spend £10 million of taxpayers' money just to do a feasibility study on it. I think it's a complete waste of money. At the end of the day, independence will cost the working man and woman of Wales a lot of money when it comes to tax raising, because that's what we'll have to do. What they'll have to do if they get into power is raise taxes on businesses, on every man and working man and woman.
So the party would not be pushing toward more independence. And myself personally, I don't support independence. I do support, and the Gwynedd Maldon candidates do support further devolution. And if I get to the Senedd, I'll be fighting for that. You know, we don't have the same levels of devolution as Scotland does. That's wrong, quite frankly. We need to see the Crown Estates devolve. We need to see Network Rail devolved and rail infrastructure devolve, so we can expand our train stations and our rail network. And so there needs to be more devolution. We can talk about crime and justice, etc. So I support further devolution, but I do not support independence. I think we've seen how Brexit has made us all poorer, has made us struggle far more. That was the untangling of an economic union with a little bit of a political union. Trying to untangle 800 years of political union would be incredibly difficult. Places like Welshpool, right on the border, would struggle tremendously. Businesses would struggle. So I don't think the answer is independence. It is, however, greater devolution and a renegotiation of the devolutionary settlement, so that we can take into account Wales's post-industrial and rural deprivation.
Well, the leader of Plaid has made it perfectly clear. The focus on this term will be on the NHS, on education, on the economy, the key fundamentals within our communities. There will be nothing in relation to independence. That is a desire for the future, an aspiration, but we have a huge task ahead of us, and that's what we need to put all our energy in at this moment in time.
So Wales Green Party stands with Plaid Cymru in saying that we are entirely supportive. If the Welsh people want Welsh independence, we are there to support devolution as a whole. I think another thing to point out is that there are some concerns that Green Party is headquartered in London, and that doesn't feel very Welsh. But our Green Party leader, Zach Polanski, has made it very clear that if the Green Party in Wales wants to separate from the Green Party of England and Wales, then that is absolutely fine. So it is about what our members want for us as a party, but also what our whole Welsh electorate wants. So we just want to make sure that we are in line with people and listen to what they are requesting.
I fully support an independent Wales, and I think Wales absolutely deserves a voice on the matter, and I'd support a referendum. And I think a referendum, even if a referendum on independent Wales wasn't to succeed on this time, perhaps reassessing the issue every 10, 15 years, something like that. I think before there was such a referendum, there needs to be a proper, practical, well thought out plan in place. What happened with Brexit, I wouldn't want to happen with Wales. There seemed to be much of a plan, and that doesn't work. It causes chaos. I think if people are properly informed about the pros and the cons, and there's a concrete plan in place for how systems would work after Brexit, financially and socially and logistically, I think an independent Wales is a lovely idea, to be honest. Bring power back to Wales is great, but we actually need to think carefully about how that works in a practical sense?
Well, I'm totally opposed to Welsh independence. You know, Wales faces lots and lots of problems and challenges, but trying to pretend that there's this silver bullet answer which involves tearing ourselves apart from our nearest neighbours and friends and family is, I just think, ridiculous. And that's why the Liberal Democrats have made it one of our red lines that if we were in a position to be influencing any next government in Cardiff Bay, we would say not a single penny should be spent on independence. Plaid Cymru are pretending in this election that they're talking down the prospect of independence, and yet in their manifesto they've committed to spending more money on a constitutional commission. I think the Greens, a party of independence as well, will try and do the same thing. So we are being absolutely clear with the Welsh people. We don't want to see a single penny spent on constitutional matters, and we want all of that taxpayers' money to be spent on improving public services in Wales.
Well, I'm an extremely proud Welshman, Welsh speaker. I've lived in this area all my life, but we live right on the border. I farm 3 miles from the Welsh-English border, so we see the impact that potentially building barriers between Wales and England will have. You know, and we saw it last summer with the blue tongue issue. Our local market is in Oswestry, in England, and there were restrictions on movements of animals across the border. And I know Plaid Cymru are trying to downplay, saying, "Oh no, we won't be going for independence," but they will be spending money on doing the footwork to build the case for independence. And I think it's a really bad move. I'm proud to be Welsh, but I'm even prouder to be British. And we're stronger together. And we must not let Plaid Cymru get into power, because we'll have nationalists in Wales, in Northern Ireland and Scotland, and it'll only lead to the breakup of the United Kingdom, which would be an awful position for the United Kingdom to be in.
But what we realise is it's the people's choice. If I was given the choice now, would I choose independence? And I would say no, because what Gwlad believes is that we have to be economically independent. So what we're focused on is the economy. The economy has got to be, and we need more controls within Wales so that we can increase and improve the wealth and prosperity within our country. And then when we achieve that, then it's up to the people to decide. We will never become independent until the people decide, and the people will never opt for it whilst we haven't got that strength and prosperity within our country. But the natural thing, we are a nation, and the natural thing for a nation is to be independent.